Being 27 truly is like genuinely having a serious conversation about the weather. It's very weird. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. I'm Danielle, and in today's video I'm reflecting on the past year. So if you're watching this on the day that I'm uploading it, which is a Saturday, October 10th, that is my birthday. So it is my birthday. Please stop and leave a comment down below singing me happy birthday. I'm just kidding, you don't have to do that. I always go into birthdays like ahead of time, like like before a week and then ahead of time. A week before and then ahead of time, thinking birthday's not a big deal, it doesn't really matter, it's just not a big deal. And then it gets to my birthday week and I'm like, bam, this is a big deal. Y'all need to acknowledge it for me, please. But I'm gonna try and play it cool as if I don't think it's a big deal. But my feelings will be hurt if you don't care. So I really wanted to talk about what I've learned in my last trip around the sun. And if you don't know, I am 27 now. Technically, I will be 27, but you're watching this on the day I turned 27, so I mean. And over the last year, there have been great moments. A lot of laughs, a lot of just good vibes, a lot of just happy moments. But I've also kind of learned that my mental health has not been the greatest and definitely has declined over the last year. And in the last couple of months, I have taken the steps to, I wouldn't say correct it or fix it. I would just say learn about it and learn how to address it so I can be in a better place. So I have always self-reflected, and my work, that's a big part of my job, I think, in order to be good at what I'm doing, is self-reflection on how you could have done better in a situation to get a more positive result, for example. And I think that that trickles into my life a little bit when it comes to interactions with others. But I think over the last year, I've really started to truly self-reflect on how I'm treating myself. And while I haven't mastered how to be better at it, I am definitely working towards it. I am going to counseling now, and I talk about these things a little bit more instead of a little being the operative word. It is still something I'm working on, but I tend to hold things in and then it just kind of all explodes at once. And over the last year I've tried to stop doing that, but I've learned that I definitely am a perfectionist. And being a perfectionist leads to procrastination, and I procrastinate all the time, which then leads to feeling overwhelmed and then leads to anxiety. And when I saw it kind of phrased like that, that resonated. And that's definitely something that I do. Now, I do not know how to not be a perfectionist. So that's what I'm learning. Going into, to 27 to 28, that's what I'm gonna work on. But I definitely at least acknowledge that about me, so I'm aware. I'm aware of how it is. And it definitely is very turmoil, I think is the right way to put it. In the last year, I felt a lot of that. While with the happiness, there's also sadness, and the lows were lows for me and the highs were highs, and I feel like that's common out of people, but it affects people differently, and I saw those effects. So going to counseling is something that I decided was important to me, because I need an unbiased opinion, and there's nothing wrong with it. So let's maybe normalize seeking help when we are not most likely professionals and probably can't help ourselves. That sounds sad. On a brighter note, I've also learned things that are kind of more important to me, and that is making connections with people. That is going to my local farmer's market every Saturday at 9 a.m. and getting flowers from the same guy that is a sweet man and can tell you about every single flower, and those are moments that I enjoy. I like to say I'm an antisocial person. I'm really not. I don't think I am. Whenever I'm feeling down in the dumps, and in those moments, if I force myself to go out into society, whether that's at the farmer's market or just going to local shops, or even going to like Kroger, and you interact with another nice human, that lifts my mood. And it is remarkable how much it lifts my mood. And it's different when you get that type of communication through text versus in person. It impacts you so much differently. I've also learned that I spend way too much time on electronics, like scary amounts of too much time. Have I corrected this? Absolutely not. But it is something that I acknowledge. I've also learned in the last year that all of the cheesy quotes, or I guess quotes that I thought were cheesy when I was younger, resonate. They really do. They mean something to you differently when you are older versus when you were younger. And if you are currently on the latter and the younger phase and you find those quotes cheesy, I would be willing to bet like a whole $10, and I normally only bet 1 penny. I would probably bet a whole $10 that by the time you're 30, those cheesy quotes will mean something different to you and you won't find them cheesy anymore. I've also learned that I'm definitely into, I say vibe a lot, obviously, and there is kind of a like valley girl connotation with it, I think. But it's there, it's a thing. And over the last year, I've really focused on putting good vibes into my home, because this is my safe space, and it's always felt like my safe space, but the little touches, like I keep looking over here at this crystal that I have tied up on my blinds, and the light is catching it, so there's rainbows cascaded everywhere. Those little things make me so happy, and that is worth investing in versus not investing in it and idolizing it but never truly having it, and then not feeling the type of joy that that brings me. I know that that is a very weird example, but it is true, so I'm sharing it. My surrounding, I mean, if you've watched my channel, you know that I've redone my living room, my patio, my bedroom, and I look back on that footage or old pictures of my bedroom, and it was so like stark, and is stark the right word? Blank, plain, uninviting. Now, like, my bedroom is probably my favorite space. I am so proud of what I did in here, but it's so much more welcoming and cozy. It is very cozy. I've also learned a lot of goals that I have, and I guess I'm the type of person that will have an idea pop into my head and I'll be really serious about it for like a week, and then it just kind of fizzles out. But I've had some ideas in my head for a while now that have not fizzled out. I'm still thinking about them. I never really had those where I follow through on a lot of things. It's just who I am. And I realize that, and I acknowledge it. I've also realized over the last year that setting an intention, manifesting, whatever you want to call it, is actually beneficial. I'm sorry, if you don't believe that, you need to try it. Because some days I will wake up in the morning and I will set an intention for the day. Today I intend, it could be simple, today I intend to be happy. Or today I intend to not get mad over things that I can't control. That's me, that's definitely what I need to hear. It helps because you're putting that out into the universe and it manifests it. It is an intention you've set for yourself, and it helps. I'll be in the middle of a conversation and, you know, a little part of me will kind of like reflect while I'm in the middle of this conversation and say, Danielle, you're acting a little ridiculous. Let's set an intention real quick. And my intention will be, I will not hold on to this, or I will not look to continue this conversation. I will turn this conversation around from my perspective and be more positive. And I don't do it all the time, but when I really force myself to do it, it works. I'm telling you, it works. And I think it's kind of one of those, let's stop, let's talk about this. Here is your intention, and you're gonna do it. And when you actually put those things out into the world, it happens. On a lighter note, I've also realized over the last year that I'm not explicitly a cat person. I am also a dog person. I definitely feel in the last year I am honing in on kind of who I want to be as a person and kind of my goals in life and my views on things. And I may not always share those views here because I feel like this is not the place, but it's definitely been very rewarding to kind of hone into that. I've always felt that mid-20s has been very weird. You can ask, like my friend and I talk about this all the time. 25 is weird. 26 was the same way. It's an in-between age in my opinion. 27, it's getting closer to 30. 30, you're definitely an adult by then. Even though society tells us we're adults at 18, no. Like for me, yes, you're an adult in your mid-20s. I've been an adult for a while now. I've paid my bills, I've supported myself, all of the above. But 30 is just different. I feel like in your 20s, you can probably still make stupid mistakes and get away with it. In your 30s, I feel like you're not supposed to do that crap anymore. Oh, quick. I've learned that little pep talks to yourself too are very beneficial. Please don't think I'm crazy. I will just sit there and I don't answer myself. I just look at myself and we have a little chat. Danielle, cut it out. Danielle, why are you crying? If you can't acknowledge what is making you cry, then you probably don't need to be crying right now. That's a conversation. Can I call it a conversation without sounding like a crazy person? I don't know, just little pep talks. They're helpful. And this, it helps. Danielle, you don't have to be perfect. Here is your weekly reminder to take a deep breath. Actually, this is a bonus reminder. And cheers to 27 or whatever age you are. Just cheers. Was that weird? It was weird for me.